On a peaceful Saturday morning, the gentle sun shines on the quiet suburban neighborhood where pretty houses with red-tiled roofs and white picket fences are located close together. The flower bushes along the path have bloomed early, dotting the green space of the trees with brilliant colors. The chirping of birds echoes in the fresh air, blending with the gentle scent of newly trimmed grass. Lisa, an 11-year-old girl with bright round eyes and neatly tied hair, is busy preparing for her special day. She has been up since the morning mist, full of enthusiasm and excitement. Today, she will continue to sell lemonade at the small stand in front of her house to achieve her goal: to save enough money to buy a necklace for her mother on her upcoming birthday. She pushes the old folding table out onto the porch, using all her strength to move it across the dewy grass. Lisa covered the table with a bright yellow cloth, making the small lemonade stand glow in the sunlight. Her homemade sign was placed neatly on the table. It was a piece of cardboard with a cute but scribbled message: "Cool lemonade, 50 cents Barnes cup." Below the message, she had drawn a smiley face and a few yellow lemons, which caught the attention of anyone passing by. Lisa's neighborhood was a peaceful and friendly place. Neighbors often stopped to greet each other, and no one felt strange when they saw Lisa's bright smile. Around the lemonade stand, the early morning air was bustling. The sound of car horns in the distance, the sounds of children playing on the sidewalk, and the laughter of families preparing for the weekend all blended to create a vivid picture. Lisa stood behind the counter, her hands quickly pouring lemonade into small plastic cups. She had just finished setting up the lemonade stand when she saw Mrs. Smith from down the street, walking slowly down the smooth path with her little dog. Lisa waved at her, a bright smile on her face. "Hello, Lisa, isn't it a nice day?" Mrs. Smith said, her eyes filled with love. "Yes, Mrs. Smith, I think today will be a good day," Lisa replied, her voice clear and hopeful. Mrs. Smith bought a glass of lemonade and chatted with Lisa for a while. The little girl happily told her about her plan to buy a necklace for her mother. Mrs. Smith looked at Lisa with affection, praising her diligence and filial piety. After leaving, she did not forget to wish Lisa a good day of business. Some neighbors often stopped by Lisa's lemonade stand. Uncle Thomas, who went jogging every Saturday morning, never forgot to stop and buy a glass of lemonade to quench his thirst. "You're such a little angel. Your mother is so lucky to have you," he said, placing the money in the glass jar that Lisa kept for her sales. Lisa smiled, thanking him with all her sincerity. When there were no customers, Lisa would sit and draw or write in her diary. She loved to record her feelings, her dreams and hopes, and her plans to achieve her goals. Her little notebook was filled with whimsical drawings, pictures of the lemonade stand, the necklace she wanted to buy for her mother, and the birds chirping on the nearby tree branches. Each stroke carried the love and innocence of an 11-year-old girl. As the sun began to rise higher, the warm sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating shimmering streaks of light on the ground. Lisa wiped the sweat from her forehead, but her smile remained. She felt happy, knowing that every cup of lemonade she sold brought her closer to her goal. "Just try a little harder," she told herself, her eyes shining with determination. New customers continued to visit the lemonade stand, bringing stories and words of encouragement for Lisa. Each one left her with a warm feeling, giving her more confidence in what she was doing. None of them knew that this peaceful morning would soon become much more special when an unexpected visitor showed up, bearing a surprise gift that would change Lisa's entire day. Around mid-morning, a tall man emerged from the end of the street. He was wearing a light gray jacket, simple jeans, and a dark cap. With a calm demeanor and a warm smile, he quickly caught Lisa's attention. Her eyes were wide with curiosity, but she still maintained her usual cheerful demeanor. "Hello, little girl," the man said, his voice low but gentle. "Your lemonade stand looks so cute." Lisa smiled brightly, responding with the confidence of a little girl who was proud of her work. She quickly replied, "Yes, my lemonade is very fresh. Would you like a cup?" The man nodded slightly. Lisa quickly prepared a cup of lemonade, pouring it carefully so as not to spill it. She handed the cup to him, accompanied by a warm thank you. After taking the glass of lemonade from Lisa, he continued to praise her hard work. "You are amazing at doing this. It is a noble thing." The man took a sip, closed his eyes slightly to enjoy it, and smiled with satisfaction. Lisa blushed, not expecting such a compliment from a stranger. "Thank you," she said, her voice soft, but filled with pride. "It is delicious," and he said, placing the glass on the table. "You are skillful. Can we sit down and chat for a bit?" She nodded and invited him to sit down on a nearby wooden chair. They talked for a long time, about work, about Lisa's dreams, about why she decided to sell lemonade. The man listened attentively, occasionally praising her for her intelligence and creativity. Lisa was pleased by the compliment. The joy in her eyes was evident. He reached into his coat pocket, and Lisa watched curiously. At first, she thought he was taking out his wallet to pay for the change, but instead, he pulled out a small leather-bound notebook and a pen. This surprised the girl, but she stood still, watching attentively. The man opened the notebook and wrote a few quick lines on a blank page. Then he tore the paper out neatly and folded it carefully. With a gentle movement, he slid the paper across the table to Lisa. "This is for you," he said, his eyes warm and full of encouragement. "I believe you will do great things." Lisa looked at the folded paper in her hand, her heart pounding. She didn't know what was waiting for her inside, but she felt that it contained a special secret. When she looked up to thank him, the man had already turned and walked away, his demeanor leisurely and confident. Lisa watched his retreating figure, filled with wonder and excitement. Lisa blinked, not knowing what to do. She clutched the paper tightly, her eyes shining with curiosity. Why would he give her a piece of paper? With care, Lisa opened the paper, and immediately a surprise gift slid out from it, fluttering on the table. Lisa was stunned, her eyes wide open, as she looked at the surprise gift lying on the table. She couldn't believe her eyes when she saw a $100 bill lying in the middle of the paper the man had given her. She picked up the money and looked at it closely. The girl swallowed hard. She swallowed, not understanding why the man gave her such a large sum of money. Lisa's eyes looked down at the paper as if trying to find an answer. And then her eyes couldn't take their eyes off the neatly written, beautiful words on the paper. "Dear Lisa," the message began. Keep dreaming big and spreading positivity wherever you go. Your mother is lucky to have you, and I know she would love that necklace. Those encouraging words seemed to penetrate Lisa's soul. She couldn't contain her emotions. The compliment and concern from this man made her feel like her dream were being supported and believed in by someone. But most of all, Lisa felt the warmth and sincerity from the heart of a stranger, making her feel more valuable than ever. Lisa looked down at the money in her hand, then looked up, meeting the eyes of her mother, standing on the porch, holding a watering can. Her mother was looking at her with a worried but also caring expression. Lisa could feel that her mother had noticed the surprised expression on her face. "Lisa, what's wrong?" Lisa heard her mother's gentle voice from behind her. Her mother stepped out of the porch, put down the watering can, and approached her daughter. Lisa couldn't hide her emotions and the story that was going on in her heart. She quickly took the paper and handed it to her mother. Her eyes, still unable to leave the words, her mother slowly took the paper, her gentle eyes scanning each word. When she finished reading, she looked up, her eyes unable to hide her surprise, then looked back at her daughter. Her eyes sparkled as if filled with both joy and pride. "Lisa, you've made me so proud," her mother whispered, her voice choked up. "My daughter is amazing. I'm so happy to have you." Lisa felt like she was flying. Her mother hugged her, the paper crumpled between them. The little girl whispered in her mother's ear, "Now I can buy the necklace you like, Mum." Lisa's voice was filled with joy and excitement. The little girl had been thinking about that necklace for a long time. But now, with the help of a stranger, her dream had come true. In high spirits, Lisa continued to sell lemonade under the warm morning sun. She put the paper in her pocket, still crumpled but containing an extremely important meaning. Every time a customer stopped by, Lisa always smiled brightly and thanked them, filled with gratitude for not only having the money to buy a necklace for her mother, but also a precious spiritual gift that she would never forget. As the sun began to set, Lisa and her mother went to the shopping mall together, where Lisa had imagined the necklace would be in the jewelry store. The two walked side by side, happy. Lisa carefully chose the necklace she had dreamed of for so long. The necklace had a simple yet extremely delicate shape, just as she had imagined. When her mother's birthday came, Lisa felt happier than ever as she witnessed her mother's surprise and joy as she opened the gift. Her mother looked at the necklace and then turned to look at Lisa, her eyes sparkling with emotion. "Thank you, my daughter," her mother said, hugging Lisa tightly. "This is the most beautiful gift I have ever received." Lisa smiled, feeling the warmth of her mother's embrace. A feeling of happiness spread through her because she not only bought a gift for her mother, but also received care and love from a stranger she had never met before. A few weeks late, one evening after a delicious dinner, Lisa and her mother were relaxing in the living room, watching TV. Lisa sat next to her mother, feeling relieved and happy after days of tirelessly selling lemonade. Suddenly, a TV show started airing about a famous person. Lisa stared at the screen and suddenly realized that the man who bought lemonade from her stand was John Wayne. "Mom, it's him!" Lisa exclaimed, her eyes lighting up as she pointed at the TV screen. Her mother turned to look at the screen, her face full of surprise. "Him? Who are you talking about?" "The man at the lemonade stand," Lisa exclaimed, her voice filled with excitement. "The one who gave me the note that day." The little girl was shocked, unable to believe her eyes. That kind man who wrote encouraging words and gave her $100 was a famous person she had only known on TV. Lisa felt like she was living in a fairy tale, where kindness and goodness changed her life. Lisa sat beside her mother, still holding her favorite pillow, her eyes glued to the TV screen. She felt confused and surprised when she saw the image of that man. It was John Wayne, the man she had unexpectedly met that morning. Although he was just a stranger at first, now he was someone the whole world knew. Lisa couldn't believe that she had met him, and even received such care and encouragement from such a famous person. She sat still, bewildered, not understanding why someone could be so kind and caring towards her. Her mother looked at Lisa, then also chuckled when she noticed the surprise in her daughter's eyes. "Did you see, Lisa? I don't know who this person is, but he must be very special. The words he wrote to you are precious." Lisa could only nod, feeling the warmth and gratitude in every word her mother said. The little girl suddenly realized that, in addition to the material gifts she had given her mother, The intangible values she had received from that stranger were the most precious gifts. The kindness and encouragement not only helped her feel that she could fulfill her dreams, but also helped her realize that sometimes life doesn't need to be perfect, just kindness and effort. The next day, Lisa returned to her lemonade stand. But today, she felt different. She felt like she was not just a little girl selling lemonade, but someone who was doing something meaningful. Every time a customer came to buy lemonade, Lisa not only sold it, but also talked to them, sharing about her dreams and what she had learned from a stranger. Her stories made people laugh and feel closer. A week later, when Lisa was selling lemonade in front of her house, a luxury car stopped near her stand. A man stepped out of the car, and Lisa recognized him as John Wayne, whom she had met the day before. He smiled and approached, making her unable to hide her surprise. "Hi, Lisa," and he said, his voice as friendly and warm as the first time they met. "I wanted to come and see your work. Are you still selling lemonade?" Lisa couldn't help but smile brightly. "Yes, I am." "Thank you for coming back." John Wayne smiled, his eyes filled with encouragement. "You did very well, Lisa. I am impressed by your efforts. You know, there is a saying I like. Dreams have no limits, only those willing to pursue them. And you are one of them." Lisa felt his words like a breath of fresh air blowing through her soul. She looked up at him, seeing the sincerity in each word. "Thank you so much. You helped me realize that I can do anything if I believe." John Wayne stood still for a moment. Then he reached out and handed Lisa a small card. It had a message. "Keep chasing your dreams. Lisa, you will succeed. I believe in you." This time, he didn't leave right away, but stayed to chat for a while longer, sharing about what he had gone through in his career and how he had always believed in himself. As John Wayne left, Lisa felt a sense of hope and motivation spread through her, not because of the money he had given her or the material gifts, but because of what he had given her. Belief in herself and a reminder that sometimes small dreams can change the world. John Wayne's small actions brought about a big change in her life. Although John Wayne did not directly teach her anything about knowledge or life skills, the words of encouragement he sent contained extremely great power. Love of family, kindness, perseverance, and gratitude have become the core values that Lisa carries with her throughout her life journey. Leave a comment and let us know what you think. Thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed it. For the latest celebrity news, just click on the video. Click on the video that appears on your screen. We'll see you there.